We can start with Captain America: Brave New World. That was a Marvel film. That was something.
I was definitely not like an entry level film.
No, yeah, you definitely had to be in tune with the Marvel Cinematic Universe to kind of get everything.
They dropped a bunch of them in there. Like, I was honestly surprised to even see clips from like the '08 Hulk.
Yeah. No, they absolutely had a decent amount, but yeah, okay. So we'll go with no non-spoiler talk to start it, just in case. Anyone that hasn't seen this film, watch it if you want to.
I mean, listen,
it's kind of a nothing burger.
It's a decent film, I think. I don't know, like,
you know, this is the third worst rated Marvel film to date.
Really?
Yeah.
Behind which?
Eternals and Ant-Man: Quantumania, which both are drastically worse films.
Also mentioned a lot too in the movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Eternals is, and
so is Ant-Man.
Quantumania?
Not Quantumania, but Ant-Man in general.
Ant-Man in general. Yeah, I guess. He's just Paul Rudd's funny.
No, but I'm saying, like,
I know.
Yeah.
They reference him.
Yeah,
sure.
a lot. But I did not know that. I've never seen Quantumania, and I didn't think Eternals was as bad as people thought it was. I just thought it was a decent movie. I really liked the speedster in there.
What the girl?
Yeah, the girl. Yeah, I think she was Akari or whatever her name was.
Yeah, something like that. She was alright. She couldn't talk.
No, she didn't talk. I know that was like she was. That was the real stigma about the movie, was that it was like people thought it was way too inclusive.
I don't know. That movie sucked.
I didn't think it sucked.
But Captain America: Brave New World did not suck as much as those. It was not a bad film. Well, it was a bad film, but
I don't think it was a bad film.
It was decent. The only thing I think that made it rate so low to most audiences is just people being tired of Marvel at this point.
I don't think they're tired of Marvel. I think they're just like how do you even? I think there's like they have a lot to like. Man, I don't know how to word it. Like, okay, with like Jonathan Mayer, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Mayer.
Okay, maybe. There's like that whole thing, right? It's like I feel like they keep. Like it's like they build things up and then immediately they take them away, and then I also feel like the world they're trying to build is so complex at this point that it's like it's kind of like not even how you even supposed to market this to like the average person. You know what I mean? Like if you don't read the comics and if you're not gonna watch every single TV series that comes out and every single movie, then like you know what I mean. Whereas like with the Avengers, it was like. You know what I mean? It was like a couple of Avengers movies that came out throughout the year. As long as you saw those, you were good. And then even if you didn't see them, you were just there for like the spectacle. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But it's like, how is like, I don't actually know what the plan is, right? But like, I assume all these Marvel movies are all going to tie in. Like, how is Craven going to tie into this?
No, Craven doesn't count. That's not technically.
No. Oh no. That's a Sony thing, right?
That's a Sony thing. Yeah.
I thought they sold the rights to Sony.
They did, but it's not. Anything like that Venom, that Craven, that Morbius, none of that matters.
Oh, none of that matters.
No. Like,
okay, so what is the point? What is the point of it? Anyway, but yeah, just like how is this all going to tie in together? Like,
so I will say I am a huge comic book reader and Marvel fan and DC and anything to do with superheroes and any of that. I've been in my whole life. I remember as I grew up. I grew up just at the right time to watch all like the gold era of all the Marvel films. Like my mother bought me the DVD for Incredible Hulk 2008.
Okay.
And just ever since then, I watched every film.
Okay.
I watched every Marvel film for a very long time. I stopped watching every Marvel. Even I watched every TV show, production, anything to do with Marvel. I was in tune with it until like 2018, 2019, I think. And I couldn't keep up. Because that's when they were just rapid firing garbage. And I just really didn't want to watch, what was it? It was the Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel I didn't check out.
I didn't either. I didn't even really like her role.
Yeah, I didn't see. As soon as they started colliding worlds too, I just couldn't. Once they brought in Daredevil, like the Daredevil TV show, the Jessica Jones TV show, some
of those are fairly highly rated though.
And no, those are good shows.
Like Daredevil, Punisher, like those are decent. Those are halfway decent.
And those are good shows. But like once they start tying those in and start adding new things, and oh man, it was.
And like, does he even have his own movie? Like. Like Daredevil, like not
I
like
think
not
he's getting one.
yeah, because like
They're all getting one. They're supposed to all get one, right?
but and then that's my whole thing too. It's like okay, Daredevil had his own TV show for a while. I think he's got like a couple seasons though, a few seasons.
A few
Even
seasons, yes.
he got like a cameo in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what was
Everyone's-
like what's the point? Like not what's the point, but like if you're gonna introduce all these people, like I feel like they need to play bigger roles throughout the movie too. Like if you're gonna be like.
There's so many characters that at this point, Daredevil to me isn't as important as someone like the Fantastic Four, which is what they're really building on right now.
Yeah, I know, but then there was also too like, oh my god, what's it called? Like the whole multiverse of madness. Like there was a payout for watching WandaVision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I thought that would be the same.
Wanda actually should play a big role in what they're doing. They're trying to do a whole like Worlds Collide, Secret Wars kind of crossover, and they're trying to build towards that. And so Wanda plays a big role in that because she is a mutant, and she was already in the MCU. And she actually, in one of the comics lines, she was the one that erased the world. And then she like recreated it. I don't know how that all happened, but whatever. Wanda's a big part. Franklin Richards, which is Reed Richards' son. You got actually the Fantastic Four.
You think they're gonna introduce Franklin Richards?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, they already technically did.
Oh,
you know
really?
why? Because when Wanda was in Multiverse of Madness and she entered into one of the other universes and she killed that Reed Richards, he was speaking about his kids.
Okay.
And so they technically already did introduce him.
Okay.
But it's again, all these small things that are supposed to play big roles in this big cog. They were working towards Jonathan Major being Kang and doing this whole Kang dynasty after what happened in real life, and they scrapped Jonathan Major, unfortunately. Really bad decision, but we'll touch on that eventually maybe. They decided to then go in a different way with Doctor Doom, which is why they introduced Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, and now they're going to do a whole Doom storyline. But now they're trying to pick up the pieces and do a bunch of things. It really is convoluted, and funny enough, they have an Avengers movie coming out next year. And filming ends soon.
How even they spoilers? I feel like it's been 5 minutes, right?
Well, we haven't even talked about Captain America.
Okay.
So,
Never
but
mind,
okay,
man.
look. Apparently, there's an Avenger movie coming out, and funny enough, Captain America is actually a huge role in that. That's what the Russo twins said, I believe it was, or someone said.
Like not Steve Rogers Captain America, because I feel like
No.
Steve Rogers Captain America was
He was a big role in
Yeah.
the Avengers.
Yeah.
Right. No.
in Secret Wars. I mean,
In Secret Wars.
yeah,
What, in the comic line?
yeah. That's what I assumed. Like I feel like one of the famous, at least from what because I've never read it, but I know like one of the famous things that went around was like him just saying Hail Hydra, but it's like not really Steve Rogers. It's what do you call him? He's like one of the aliens that are.
Oh, that's right. The Skrulls.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
one of the Skrulls. That's like one of the things that like panels that always come up when I think of Secret Wars is like Steve Rogers is really undercut. It's like no, they're just that good. That's like I feel like
Yeah.
that was also like one of the big points in that last Spider-Man movie. Not the third one, the second one.
No Way Home or
Yeah, the one where he fights Amazo or whatever, or not Amazo. The
Magneto. Oh, Magneto. Yeah. Yep. Magneto's in that. Film.
yeah,
For sure. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal's
yes,
character.
because this guy was a Skrull the whole time. He wasn't really.
Was he?
Yeah.
When was he that?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't remember him being a Skrull.
The Samuel L. Jackson was a Skrull the whole time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I thought you meant Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, not Jake
I was like,
Gyllenhaal,
no, Jake Gyllenhaal died.
No. Yeah, he deserved to. I'm talking about Samuel L. Jackson, whose name
Yeah,
I
their
can't-
whole Skrull sidelines and stuff like that also is crazy to me, especially with Rhodey. Rhodey being a Skrull. That was in... You know who Rhodey is, right?
That sounds familiar.
He's not Iron Man. He's Iron Man's best friend.
Rhodey was a
Yeah,
Skrull
he's been a
too.
Skrull this whole time. And you found that out in Secret Invasion, the show. That
Yeah.
show sucked. Don't watch that show.
Okay.
But yes, that's a fun thing to know. I don't know if they're going to do anything with that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
apparently this entire time, for the last however many movies, I'm not sure, he was a Skrull. Regardless, apparently, as we're talking to the director and like figuring things out, Captain America, Falcon, what's his name?
Anthony Mackie talking about?
Well, yeah, but the actor, not the actor, the actual character's name.
Isn't it the Falcon, or you mean like what's his like?
Actual name. Yeah. Falcon's name. Whatever. Falcon, Captain America, the new Captain America, the brand new one.
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson's Captain America. He's going to play a big role as he is going to be huge in this new Avengers movie and hopefully several movies. So we don't even know the squad. No one does. Again, I don't know how they're going to fit all these movies in. But we'll digress and go into Captain America: Brave New World though. And it was all right. It was okay.
Yeah, definitely not bad.
It was not the worst Marvel film ever. No. Is that a big thing? No. You should not be happy about that. You shouldn't be like, we weren't the worst.
I mean, I guess I don't know, man. With that much production going on at the same time, I can't really be upset.
This film did go through like 10 reshoots.
Did it?
It went through so many.
And then
And script changes.
I can see why they did certain, like once Red Hulk shows up, like you can tell that that's like where all the budget went. Like it's
Yeah, I don't know if that was
there
gonna
was
play.
so much destruction.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was actually insane.
I don't know if that was supposed to play a huge role in their first couple shoots, or maybe they were doing a different villain. I remember they were doing something with a different villain, maybe, or I'm not sure, but nonetheless, what came out as the final movie, it just felt like it's already been done before. I felt like I've already seen that film.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it felt like the last Captain America film. Like, not the last one, but
Civil War?
not Civil War. The one before that with Bucky, who just finds Bucky, Winter Soldier. It just felt like Winter Soldier all over again, kind of, in some ways.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. Because I feel like a common theme in like those movies is like trying to break up the team, but like also like Age of Ultron,
Right.
and stuff and whatnot.
They're always trying to break up the team.
Yeah.
But in this one, it was more Captain America going off and doing his own thing.
It was way more political.
This was technically a political film. That's what they were advertising it as.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
a
mean, you can
political
tell.
film. Yeah.
You can tell.
And also, this was a very, I don't want to say grounded film, because it's not real,
I know what you mean.
but there's not a lot of superheroes in this film.
No, I mean, I don't even really consider the Falcon to be like a super.
no, okay, yeah.
Because like one of the main points of the movie is that like he didn't take any super soldier serum.
None of the heroes in this film are super.
I mean, I guess if you consider Captain America superhero, then like
Okay, yeah.
Isaiah Bradley would be
That's true.
technically he's a super.
That's true. Yeah, you meet like a good amount of like you meet the old Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, you have the new Falcon, you have a random Black Widow in there.
Yeah.
She's part of like the Secret Service or the defense for the president.
Yeah.
And you then have Thaddeus Ross, but he's the only technically super person.
Yeah.
And you don't really get much of that. The other super person you might have would be the villain of this film.
Yeah.
Which was Mr. Blue.
Yeah. Well, he was Mr.
And
Blue
his
in a
name-
way.
Yes. His name is the leader.
Yeah. Well, Samuel Stearns.
Samuel Stearns, yes, but his name is the leader in the comics. I didn't like his character design, to be honest with you.
No, I mean
No.
that's part of. I mean, I don't know if it's part of it in the comics, but like in
the
here,
comics, he looks so much cooler.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So much cooler.
I mean, that's not the point in this movie, though.
No. They're trying to make
know?
it real, I guess, right?
Not real, but more so like they like what's the president's? Well, the president was basically like
What, Thaddeus Ross?
yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was like, yeah, no, you're like,
Yeah.
you're like basically was like he promised him to live a normal life.
Yes.
And he looks ugly and weird. You know what I mean? So
It's
like
impossible.
so
It was
so like
garbage.
even like it's like one of those things where like even if he wanted to like just run away, because technically speaking he's smart enough to like to do that.
He's smart enough to do a bunch of things, and that's my big flaw. So, okay, we'll get into spoilers then. Big flashing spoilers. Spoilers for Captain America: Brave New World. I have several huge issues with this film, and one of them is the fact that their villain is just so ass. He is the leader. He has been behind the presidency campaign for forever. He has been making technology, and he's been the one running things in behind because he's that smart. He is wrong every time in this film. And then as well as he just doesn't do anything for himself. So
No.
when I say that is like, I don't know if you remember when they were going, they ran his phone, that he like rang the phone, and then they just like tracked his phone, and then he killed everyone in custody besides Isaiah Bradley. And then they're still like, nah, that was a distraction. Let's keep going after the leader. And then he was like, oh, my calculation said 82% chance you would have turned around. Brother, where are you getting this from? Like, yo, what? He was wrong there.
I'm assuming, but like if he's behind the scenes of everything, right, and like he's essentially the president's right hand man.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he's probably got like a log of all of his missions and times he's turned back for a friend versus times he hasn't turned back for a friend and yada yada yada.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is garbage. Like, how are you wrong in everything in the film? I did not for 1 second think he was the smartest guy ever. Not for 1 second that I feel like, okay, yeah, he's really smart. No, it really did just feel like, okay, this guy's just kind of pointless. And he can't fight. That's a big thing. And obviously, like, he can never fight. Even in the comics, he's not strong. He's strong in the mind, right?
Yeah,
he controls people. But he never felt like the leader. He didn't feel like someone who can lead anything. Technically, I guess he leads the country because he got someone in that position, but not well. And yeah, how did he not assume that Thaddeus Ross wouldn't let him be free? He just didn't assume that. He was like, no, you turn back from your promise, so now I have to do this. But that was last. No, he was generally thought after 10 plus years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That he was like, he's like, oh, I'm still gonna go free. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like that's dumb. That's
I guess. I mean, I feel like that's one of the main points of the movie too. Is like people just having false hope in the president, and like that was the whole point of like the smear campaign. And like I feel like again too, he makes it a big point that like he didn't want to kill the president because if that's all he wanted, then he could have done it. It's more of like
he wanted to ruin his image.
Yeah,
he can ruin his life.
Yeah, because like
because
he spent his life trying to become that, and it's like okay, now I can just ruin it all. Yeah. That and also like just having a relationship with his daughter. So like for him it was like that meant way more to him because he could live his life miserable because he's essentially that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's already miserable.
He's already miserable.
He doesn't have his one. The only thing he's doing all this for doesn't care about him, which was a nice tone to see her.
But I'm talking about like
Stearns.
Yeah, I'm talking about Stern also. Like he's just like he's already miserable. You know what I mean?
He's been miserable his whole life. I mean, the guy.
I mean, he didn't seem miserable when he was Mr. Blue.
He was just a teacher.
And plus, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean he's miserable. Doesn't mean he's miserable. Anyway.
I mean, I feel like every professor is pretty miserable.
Okay, he was not miserable. And then, too, it wasn't even like he was... It wasn't like he was like that when they found him.
No.
I feel like they tell you that, like...
He did go crazy.
No, but I'm saying, like, the way he looks.
What about him?
Because, like, okay... He got his mind sort of got corrupted a little bit with the Hulk's blood, right? And then they tell you that the president is actually the reason he looks as bad as he does is because he kept giving him more, because he wanted him to be what he is for him,
right? He wanted to see what else. He was more experimenting and figuring things out, but I don't know. Another huge thing I hate about this film, a huge point, was the fact that yes. Sam Wilson did not take the super soldier serum. How the fuck is he alive?
His suit, man.
I don't care, bro. No way. This guy could fight the...
Listen, man. If Batman can fight Superman...
No, bro.
Then this guy can fight the Hulk, all right?
Bro, no.
If Batman can fight Superman, this guy can fight the Hulk. I feel like you definitely start to... I feel like there are 100,000% certain things you're just supposed to turn your brain off for,
which I think is garbage.
I don't think so. To me, like, well, I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Were you supposed to wait for somebody else?
He should be dead.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying? What's the point of the movie?
There was no point in the movie.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
What do you mean nothing happened?
Listen to me, right? The movie started with what? They wanted to do the Accord. They wanted to do the treaty, right?
Yeah.
The whole movie ended. The treaty got signed.
Yes.
Nothing changed.
What do you mean nothing changed?
Bro, the fact that all of that happened and they still had the treaty signed is ridiculous.
How is that ridiculous?
It's crazy.
How?
The president is in jail. He is in prison.
All right. Is that weird to you that like the president does crimes and he's still a president?
No, he's not the president anymore. I don't think. He stepped down. I think.
Did he? Or you think, or you know, because when
you can't be president in prison.
When the Falcon went and visited him, he calls him the president.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I don't know how true that is either. But
if you go to prison as a president, you are not the president anymore.
I don't know. I don't even know.
He's definitely stepped down.
I don't even think he's in prison per se.
No, he is. He's locked up.
Yeah, he's locked up, but that's not.
He's in prison
for safety reasons.
No. He's did a lot of crimes. They put him in jail for sure. That's definite. He's in jail.
Are you sure?
I'm sure about that one. But what I'm saying is, listen, the fact that the three countries with the treaty even stayed in, right? Japan, I understand, right? They were like, they figured out what happened and this and that. Japan should have still never worked with the U.S. The other two, because I mean, after all that, how can you sign this treaty still?
Because the U.S. is still a ridiculous superpower.
But
It's still a ridiculous superpower.
Exactly. Why would you
literally imagine for a second what would have happened, right? Like if Japan decided to keep going with the attack and then Red Hulk actually turned into the Red Hulk, the US would have just seized the celestial body. Like it would have just been ours. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like there is definitely a point to like willingly giving something to somebody versus like just taking it. You know what I mean? Like that's like animosity you don't want. You know what I mean?
I guess to me it was pretty garbage. I just don't like the fact that nothing changes throughout the film, right? Captain America, again, he does this whole secret thing. He disobeys the president. He disobeys everything.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. Isaiah Bradley also with his case, like, yeah, he went to prison because he tried to assassinate the president, but it was because of mind control. So now, okay, he's out free. He's fine. That just nothing changed.
I'm still so confused as to like, what is it? What did you want to happen in the movie?
I needed something more. It was too bland for me. It was too bland in the case of like.
I also feel like other things in the movie are supposed to like entice you, like the fact that I'm supposed to I guess I'm supposed to believe that like the X-Men aren't a thing yet.
No, they aren't in the world. They are not in that world.
That's what I mean. Because
exist.
Adamantium just got introduced
to them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yes, of course.
That's what I mean. So it's just like what does that mean for that? You know what I mean?
It means that X-Men are coming, which is why.
But like, how does that even work? Because, or no, not how does that work? But I wonder how that's gonna play into
everything.
Yeah, like later on.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out later this year with the Fantastic Four. They're mutants. They're X-Men.
Well,
Fantastic Four are X-Men.
Are they considered mutants? I thought mutants are only people who are like born with like the X gene.
The X gene, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, the Fantastic Four work a lot with the X-Men, and like, well, they're just in the same world. Plus, there are actual mutants in that world. As maybe not that one. I don't know what's gonna happen in the Fantastic Four film, but with Reed Richards, when we saw him in the whole Multiverse of Madness, and Professor X was right there. So, and again, Wanda is a mutant. Wanda is literally one of the mutants. I don't know what's gonna happen with all that, but Captain America: Brave New World. I mean, this guy right here was the best thing in the entire film, and we saw him for what, 7 minutes.
He was cool.
The entire fight was the trailer.
Yeah, kind of.
Literally every scene you see in the trailer was exactly what happened in the film. We got a little bit more.
Which is why you don't watch trailers.
Yeah, but like it was everywhere. You couldn't miss this trailer.
Listen, man, you could definitely miss it. You can definitely. But yeah, this is why you don't watch trailers. It was really cool. Really budget heavy. That's for
I wish he had more part. Mind you, actually, this is my favorite iteration of the Hulk. Maybe, besides maybe the 2008 Hulk.
The 2008 Hulk is by far my favorite.
But dude, this was a real Hulk. He was angry. He was breaking shit. He was doing things. He wasn't no nice ass. What I've been seeing for these last God knows how many years with She-Hulk and with
She-Hulk doesn't count. And I don't know. I feel like
after 2008, even okay.
So you're telling me like okay, first Avengers Hulk is
that one's fine.
Okay, and then you're telling me the. What was the movie where Iron Man has to fight Hulk in the Hulkbuster armor? That wasn't like.
That was Age of Ultron.
That wasn't good. That wasn't any good to you either.
But the second that film ended, garbage.
Garbage.
Even in Thor Ragnarok, I hated him. He was a big baby.
Well, yeah, he was spoiled.
He was a baby. Why is the Hulk a baby?
He was spoiled, man.
What? It messes with my brain. I love the Hulk so much. One of my favorite characters. And I just feel like the MCU has consistently ruined him. And it's been really bad. And also, I don't like Mark Ruffalo for that reason. I like Mark Ruffalo. He's a cool guy.
I was about to say, it's not his fault.
I don't care. I hate his Hulk.
Okay.
Edward Norton, fire. Badass. Mark Ruffalo, now I see him as the shitty ass Hulk in Endgame.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I know.
And I also think it's so weird to me that like So like one of the few things that they didn't want to like capitalize on afterwards was like the rematch. I thought that rematch was gonna be
Fire.
insane.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be legendary. Like, but don't get me wrong, Cat versus
Yeah.
the Purple Man was kind of cool. Actually, really
No,
cool.
it was. Again, Endgame did fine. But after that, the MCU has been on a steep decline. And was this the worst MCU movie ever? No. It needed way more Red Hulk. The actual fighting in this film, the action was sick.
Yeah.
I love how both Falcon and Captain America in this film fight. Super cool with the wings
And the shield.
and the shield.
Yeah.
And just all of that badass.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and the new Falcon was pretty cool too, this Latin guy. His name is Joaquin.
Yeah.
So he was pretty cool too. I just, this film wasn't everything that I needed it. And it just kind of felt like nothing.
Like nothing.
Felt like a nothing burger, you know?
I don't know. Honestly, the thing I was most disappointed about was the end credit scene.
That was pretty bad. What would you give Captain America Brave New World?
I gave it like a good 7.5.
Man. I gave it a 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah, I do.
6.5 is crazy. We can go with 6.5.
No, we can meet in the middle of 7.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it's, again, I'm cool with me in the middle there. It's not by all means, it's not a good. 7's not a great rating. You know?
It's average.
It's average. So,
I think it's good enough to see in theaters. 7.
Yeah, it's a good one-time watch. Why not? Especially if you're a Marvel fan, do it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Captain America Brave New World is a 7 out of 10.